Yehavri Baruch Hashem, here we are, another beautiful rainy day in Eretz Israel. And I know that a lot of times when we look at rain, people get a little, agitated. Oh, it's sticky, rainy, this, that. But of course, we the Jewish people, we never complain, or we shouldn't be complaining. And we take our Miller's way of beautiful thinking, that we have to think that when it's raining, every drop of rain is a diamond in our pockets. Yes, you heard me right. A diamond in the pockets. Just like we say, thank you for the oxygen that He gives us and everything else that we do, we have to also say thank you for the rain. Because rain, as we know, is a source of all life. And so Baruch Hashem for another beautiful rainy day, and may it continue until Pesach. Okay, this Parsha, Chayei Sarah, Parshat Zohar, is also dedicated for Leilul Nishmat of Pinchas Raphael ben Simcha, Marko, Mordechai ben Altoon, and Rivkah bad Masouda, Nishmatam Eden. Today we want to talk about a couple points that the Zohar brings down, how we could learn from our forefathers what to do and what not to do. Again, when we talked about the Torah, and especially the Zohar coming to explain the Zohar, the Torah, this book is written for all time to teach us lessons in life in order to get the best of this world and the world to come. Not like some people want to think that this book is coming to tie me down and this and that so I can practice my desires. No, the opposite. This book is coming to teach us how to practice our lives so we could practice our desires in the right way, so we could get the best out of this world and of course the world to come. Okay, so this is Parsha. We see Avraham Avinu wants to bring a shidduch for his only son from Sarah Imenu, Yitzchak Avinu. Our next forefather was going to continue the line of tradition from father to son, and we need to find a compatible girl for Yitzchak Avinu. Okay, Baruch Hashem, we know that Avraham Avinu is richer than Elon Musk, and he has billions and trillions of dollars, so money is not an issue. He's also extremely good looking, Yitzchak Avinu, and he's coming from the best house in the entire world, not other than from the house of Abraham and Sarah. So shidduch should go very nicely, so much so that Eliezer, Eved Abraham, who was raised in the house of Abraham Avinu, and his own daughter goes to the base Yaakov of Sarah Imenu, thinks that this is a beautiful candidate for Yitzchak. They know each other from the same neighborhood. Everything is good. So why not? Let's go for it. There's only one problem. Avraham Avinu comes and tells him, buddy, it can't be. Why not? I'm your trusted servant. I'm your everything you do, you put it in my hand. I do everything for you. You know that. Yes. But we have a general rule in Judaism. Blessed cannot go with cursed. Yeah, it doesn't mean that I'm looking down on you or what have you, but I'm sorry. It's like genes. My genes that were passed down to me from Shem is that I'm blessed. I got blessed from Hashem. But because of what your forefather did, Ham, when he came out of the ark and what he did to his father Noah, he got cursed. And blessed cannot go with cursed. Not like today that, by the way, it has nothing to do with discrimination or racism, what have you. It's just a simple factor. When someone who's blessed, someone who's from the royal blood, who wants to get married, he doesn't go and marry a peasant. And a peasant knows that a peasant cannot marry the daughter of a king. Simple math. So too, Abraham is saying it in a spiritual way. That we, the Jewish people, the blessed Jewish people that we got blessed by Hashem, we cannot go with people who are living their lives in an immoral fashion, and they're cursed. Oh, so Eliezer is an exception? Beautiful. It doesn't change the fact that he is cursed. And that's what the Zohar comes to say. Avraham Avinu says, Rabbi Shimon Yochai comes to explain Avraham Avinu, he knew that he has the bracha of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's why he married somebody from his own family, Sarah Imenu. When it comes to marrying off his son, Yitzchak, he doesn't go with the immoral, cursed people of Canaan at the time. He says, you have to go back to my family in Babel and get a daughter from there. Why? The Zohar goes into the why. Is it why also? Because when a Jewish person marries somebody who's not from Jewish blood and goes married to the Goya, a Shiksa, the Shiksa gives the Jewish person Tumah. They have a special Tumah that they transfer to the people that they're with, even if they're not Jewish. Unfortunately, their Tumah, their taintedness, did not go away in Har Sinai. Har Sinai, Baruch Hashem, when we accepted the Torah, we got a certain amount of Tumah of the Nachash from the original sin of Adam Rishon was put away. Not so by the Goyim. And a man, the Jewish man or Jewish woman that goes with a non-Jew, he gets that Tumah back. All of a sudden, he doesn't know why he's going off the derech. Yesterday, he was doing fine, and today, because, buddy, you missed out on Abraham Avinu's way of teaching us. Blessed does not go with cursed. Period. Period. Oh, but she's nice, Rabbi. She makes me feel good. And, you know, she has such good manners and what have you. She could be even better than the best Jew that you know. That's not the problem. The problem is blessed does not go with cursed. This is a law that Hashem has given us in the Torah, and there's no dispute about it. Oh, they want to convert before they meet you, or whatever it is. Okay, that's something else. But for a Jew to go with Christine is a no. And that's Avraham Avinu, teaching us how to act when it comes to picking the right mate for ourselves. Okay, that's very nice. Another thing that we could learn from Avraham Avinu that's brought in this parsha, and it's expanded upon, is that what is the Jewish way to react when it comes to Gashmiut, materialism, versus Ruchaniut, spirituality? Are we supposed to treat them the same? One is a little higher, one is a little lower. But let's see. Let's look at our poster child for a person who had it all, Avraham Avinu. Extremely rich that we talked about before. And of course, the most righteous person that lived at that time. The Pasuk testifies how Avraham Avinu looks at Gashmiut. V'Avraham kaved b'mikneh. When it comes to materialism, it's very heavy. He takes it very slowly. Oh, I have an opportunity for you here in the Bronx, in Deal, in Beverly Hills. For what? Baruch Hashem, I have a house. I have a few tents over here, a few animals. I milk my, I have milk, I have bread. Why do I need another enterprise, another thing? Kaved b'mikneh. Even though he's very rich. But when it comes to Ruchaniut, spirituality, Ulabakar Ratz Avraham, says the Torah. When it comes to doing Gimulat Chasadim, charity to other people, all of a sudden Avraham, on the third day of his Brit Milah, is taking off all the band-aids and is running like a teenager. What happened? When it comes to money, you take your time, you're very coveted. Not for me, come tomorrow, leave me alone. But when it comes to Torah and Gimulat Chasadim Ruchaniot, you're running like a stallion. That's the motto that Avraham Avinu is teaching us. The Jewish people, of course, being rich. If you're rich, you have an inheritance, or Baruch Hashem, you made a deal and you're rich, doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy it. But don't forget, being rich is a test from Hashem. He wants to see if you're going to use that money like Avraham did to do charity, to go cut 3 animals and bring the tongue for every single guest, which costs $30,000 for a meal, or to use money for yourself to go on your, winter trips and summer trips and what have you, and not care about the other people. Then that money is a curse. If you're using that money for yourself only and not giving it to other people, that money is going to come back and hunt the person. But Avraham Avinu, like we said, we learned the best from him, that even though you're rich, you have to use it for Gimulat Chasadim, to give to other people. And when it comes to yourself, Baruch Hashem, I'm alive, I have clothing, I'm eating and drinking, that's enough. Another enterprise could wait. Another place where we see Avraham Avinu, he doesn't care about money at all. He goes to a war with 4 kings, brings all the money of Sodom and Gomorrah, who were extremely rich, and the king says, give me back the people. It says, take the money also. What do I need the money for? It's your money. This you could give to your grandkids and great-grandkids for the rest of your life. No, I don't want it. I don't want it. We deal with the here and now. Here and now. I have enough. Baruch Hashem. I don't need it. But when it comes again to spirituality, another example, he was ready to sacrifice his own son. Because why? God said so. Oh, what's going to be? You promised me I'm going to have children. I'm going to have this. Hashem said so. I'm sacrificing my desire and my wants for the sake of God. Spirituality. And that's the genes that he's put in us for us. Why do you think that the Jewish people over all these thousands of years, when it comes to giving up their lives or becoming Christian or Muslim, what have you, most of them have chosen to give up their lives? The genes we got from Abraham when he put his son on the Akedah and was ready to sacrifice him. When it comes to Ruchaniyut, that's our number one. Gashmiyut, we could wait. Another example before we move to the second point. Eliezer. Going back to Eliezer. You see that, again, Abraham is super rich. But when it comes to dealing in his mansion or all his wares and all his thousands of sheep and cattle, Eliezer, here it is. Here's your credit card. Please, whatever business you want to do, just don't bother me. I'm learning. I trust you with my gashmiyut. But when it comes to ruchaniyut, look at the pasuk. Eliezer says, what if the girl doesn't want to come back with me from Baghdad? Should I take your son to San Francisco? Let him chill out over there with all the evildoers? So what does he say? A second ago, he said, take my credit card. I trust you. You're the guy. Whatever deal you want to make, billions of dollars, I don't care. I trust you. When it comes to ruchaniyut, hishamer lecha. Pen tashivet beni shama. All of a sudden, the poster child for chesed, for mercy, gets up, takes Eliezer by the clothing. Hishamer lecha. If you take my kid back to San Francisco. I don't care about the money. I care about my son. My son is the future of Judaism. And that's how the parents should act when it comes to their children. One time I talked about this before. I heard this from Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi, beautiful mashal. A lot of people, chas v'shalom, somebody has a child that's not feeling well. Needs to go through an operation. Barminan. Operation is $100,000. He doesn't have. He lowers his ego. He goes door to door, begs for that money for the child. In order to him to have a physical healing. Now, the same parent, he gets a application to put his son into or daughter to a Jewish school, religious school. It says $35,000 a year. Rabbi, you're exempting over it. This is $35,000 for a child to be in the school? What happened to his spirituality? You don't care about his spiritual growth? You don't care about, when it comes to physical, you go and you collect money for everything. But all of a sudden when it comes to putting your son to a Jewish school, so that you don't have to come crying tomorrow when he comes home with Christine, if he goes to a public school, you crying about the money now? What about all the crying that you should be doing tomorrow? When the children are not going to be Jewish anymore. Hishamer lecha. Pen tashiv, my son. Don't take my son out of school. $35,000, take it. I'm going to beg every single door. Dollar and another dollar. Because spirituality is my priority. My kids, especially in today's day and age, well, they're trying to teach the kids to be what they're not from the age of 8. And people are calling me left or right from LA. Can you please talk to this Orthodox school to get my daughter in, to this Orthodox school to get my son? But you're not religious. What do you care? You don't see what's going on in America? They're trying to make transgender without the parents knowing about it. Even the secular are waking up. So when it comes to putting your son or daughter into a Jewish school that's Orthodox, don't care about $35,000. Cut down on those cruises that you have 5 times a year. It hurts. It better to hurt now than to cry tomorrow. No, Christine. That's today. Today, you put that money in, and tomorrow, Hashem, you won't see Christine coming home with your son. Okay, that's that. And one last thing we want to talk about today. Eliezer, teaching us how to be the best shatchan in the world. Goes to the hardest place, the hardest people, the cheapest people who want to kill this Eliezer and get all the money out of him. They're using every single trick in the book. They want to poison him. They want to curse him. They want to witchcraft. Nothing works. Nothing works on this guy. Let's see why. Eliezer comes out of Abraham's house. From the moment that he comes out, the guy is praying every single second. Hashem, please help me succeed. Hashem, please help me find the right girl. May it be that if I do this, this is the girl, give me a sign. The guy is tefillah, tefillah, and tefillah. He's always praying. Even though he's not even Jewish. But he learned from Avraham Avinu. That when it comes that you want to do ishtadlut, you want to do something in life, we have to do ishtadlut. We have to try something. But without tefillah, from the beginning, in the middle, at the end, forget it. It's not going to go. Let's see. Eliezer comes, Baruch Hashem, everything's going very smoothly, praying. At the end of prayer, he is bowing down. And he goes to the lion's den over there, Betuel and Lavan, 2 of the biggest crooks that ever lived. Like we said, they're trying to kill him. It doesn't work. Finally, even the words that are coming out of this disgusting mouths of Lavan and Betuel, they said, you know what? We can't do anything. This is from God. Your prayers are so good, it's helping. We can't do anything. Take her and leave. Take Rivkah and leave. Baruch Hashem. And Eliezer hears that, he becomes a little lax in the tefillah. Oh, Baruch Hashem. I reached my mission's goal. I have Rivkah. Goes to sleep that night without saying Shema Yisrael al Mitah. Not praying like he used to do. Like we said, tefillah has to be in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. You should never stop praying. In the morning he gets up, give me the girl. Rivkah, we're ready to go. No, maybe she should stay for another few days. Rashi says another year, 10 months. Betula died at night. You know, she's a mourner now. All these excuses now. What we call a flat tire. So what does Eliezer do? He realizes that he made a big mistake. He starts praying again. Please let me go. Who's he talking to? According to Pshat, he's talking to Lavan and his mother. Over here, he's talking to Hashem. And Hashem is Masliach Darki. The same God that helped me in the beginning because I prayed, please help me now to overdo this evil and take this rose out of all these thorny bushes over here. And Hashem helps them again. You pray now, you're back to me. Let's ask Rivkah. Rivkah says, are you going to go with this? It says in the Pasuk, are you going to go? They pointed out Eliezer with his earring that a slave have. Huge, 6-pack guy. You're going to go with this? She says one word, Elech. No arguments. Another suggestion, if you want to have a good conversation, and you don't want to go into machlokot, keep it short. Sweet and short, to the point. Elech! I'm out of here. I'm going. Picks up and leaves. Baruch Hashem, she marries Yitzchak, and the rest is history. And the last one for today is, but what about Eliezer? Such a good guy. We started the shiur by saying that he's cursed, so his daughter cannot marry Yitzchak. But it's not fair. Come on, he's in the yeshiva. His daughter is going to Beis Yaakov. At least take him out of being cursed. He told me it's genetics, but Hashem, maybe you could do something. Hashem says I could do something, but it depends on him. If he's going to bring himself down. He's going to make himself a true Eved to show that without Hashem, he's nothing. Of course, he's talking about Abraham, that he's nothing compared to Abraham. But Koshak and Eliezer obviously recognizes the God of the universe. And when he comes to Bethuel's house and they ask him, let's go. Let's start talking, the negotiations. He says, let's get one thing straight. Evet, Abraham, Anochi. I don't exist. I'm a nothing. Oh, but you are the poster child for Abraham's house. He gave you everything. Kol tuvo shel Adono beyado. Everything, nothing moves without your permission. You're the chief of staff in Trump's presidency's new election. You got nothing to say? No. Zero. Hashem says you're a zero. I'm going to put a 1 next to you. I'll make you a 10. You're no longer cursed. Where's the proof? The 6th parsha. Who gives him the blessing? Not other than the trashy Lavan. But this trashy Lavan, Hashem put a nevuah in his head. Just like we saw by Bilam also. Hater of Jews, but when it comes to giving blessings, Hashem put it in his mouth. Hashem uses another different vessels to bring his blessings down. When he comes to him and he wants to curse him and he wants to do witchcraft on him, Lavan and Eliezer, he sees that Eliezer uses the Shema for us and he raises in the water, goes into the air with his camels. And if you know witchcraft, which I hope you don't, our sages tell us that witchcraft does not work by water. And he sees this guy is saying the Shema for us of Hashem's name and is going above the water. So he sees that he can't play with him. And he says the words that change Eliezer from cursed to blessed. Bo Baruch Hashem. You're no longer cursed. Why? Because you made yourself zero. When you make yourself zero and you make God everything, Hashem raises you up. Oh, so he can't give his daughter now? He's not cursed anymore. Can his daughter marry Yitzchak? No, because Hashem wants Rivkah to marry Yitzchak. But as long as he's concerned, Baruch Hashem, he's no longer cursed. He joined the Jewish people. And his daughter also, Beis Yaakov, didn't lose out. He cared about putting his daughter in the $35,000 Beis Yaakov, and he didn't lose out. She became tsanua. She made also probably something good. And we know that Eliezer, in the end of the day, he went one of the 10 that went to Gan Eden alive. Why? Because he made himself into a zero. So let's learn from these lessons, Baruch Hashem, that we learned to understand that blessed does not go with cursed. If you're Jewish, you're royal blood. Don't self yourself cheap. And of course, if you want the next generation to go in the ways of Hashem, don't go cheap on your kids. This is the spirituality of your kids. $35,000 might be a lot right now, but it's going to save you a lot of trouble with drugs and alcohol and a lot of Christines in your house. And of course, we learn from Eliezer again, tefillah, 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 never stop praying. Even if you think success is right there and you're over the hump, think again. Anything could happen. The flat tire could come. Keep praying. Kaveh Hashem v'kaveh. Always hope for Hashem. And the last thing, of course, like we said, not to forget to make yourself small in front of Hashem. And Hashem loves to pick up those who make themselves small. Thank you.